Hey, it's Mark with Pawlik Local. We're here with Bernie Pawlik, Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, Vancouver's best auto service experience. 16-time winners of Best in Vancouver as voted by their customers. How you doing, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So we're going to talk about a 2006 Acura MDX that you did quite a bit of suspension work on. What's the story on this vehicle?
Yeah, so this vehicle was brought to our shop with, the owner had some concerns about the brakes. There were some noises that were happening with his brakes. So we proceeded to do a brake inspection and found something quite completely different. There was quite a few severely worn parts on this vehicle in the front end. On the left side, there's a left ball joint and tie rod end severely worn. I'm going to share a video in a minute. And the right rear wheel bearing severely worn. The wheels are just wobbling back and forth. So that's what we found.
So you replaced, is that the full extent of what was happening with this SUV?
Pretty much. I mean, as I said, he brought it in for a brake inspection, but the brakes themselves weren't in too bad condition. There was a couple of caliper sliders that were seized a little bit, but it clearly wasn't the highest priority on the vehicle. These other parts were much more urgent. I'll just share these videos right now because they tell a lot. We're doing this a little.
A quick explanation, folks. We're having some technical challenges today. We switched computers. We're going to give you the cheap and cheerful version of how we share videos. So bear with us.
This is from an iPhone through a webcam. So let's hope it's good. But just before you look at this video, if you look at the wheel, my technician is going to grab the wheel, and you'll see a lot of up and down wobbling, and then we kind of zoom inside the wheel. You can see the axle shaft moving. On our website, if you look at this post, the video will be much better. So here we go.
So we're zooming into where the connection.
Right in the very center, if you can see it, there's some wobbling, quite severe wobbling. So I'll just share it one more time.
I see it's shaking the tire. Yeah.
Right in the very center, you can see the axle shaft wobbling back and forth. So that's our rear wheel bearing. Now, in and of itself, that's bad enough. That would be that's going to create a lot of growling noises when you're driving down the road, and bangs and clunks and things like that. But if that wasn't enough, so that was on the right rear of the vehicle, the passenger side. Here's what we found on the front left, which is even scarier.
Holy moly!
So if you look at the bottom right, that's the ball joint. You can see that thing jumping back and forth.
And that should not move.
That should not move at all. I'm going to share this one more time. If you look, that round sort of, it's an accordion-shaped piece. That's a CV joint boot. If you look up right behind that, you'll also see another joint. It's like a ball-type joint. That's the tie rod end, and that's jumping around as well. So we had two critical parts jumping around, severely worn.
So that stuff should be tight and just rotate on the vertical axis to keep your tires aligned, so you actually go where you're pointing the steering wheel.
Exactly. So yeah, when you're going around, when you're going down the road, those parts are now out of controlling themselves. I mean, you hit a bump, the ball joint jumps, moves, and the wheel moves, the tie rod end moves. So there's a lot of a little bit of your steering that's out of control. That'll wear your tire. I mean, in and of itself, not. I mean, the biggest concern with that is that if it wears much more, it'll just pop and break apart, and it can happen. So your wheel will just flop out onto the road. Extremely serious issue. So those are what we found. So we fixed them, and the car is great, much safer. But I think the point of this post is not only to show some interestingly bad parts, but you never know what's wrong with your vehicle unless you have it inspected.
So I guess that's why you recommend really highly routine inspections on a regular basis each year, so you can find these sorts of problems and fix them before they get bad. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I mean, we recommend every year, once a car gets a little older, every year to do a comprehensive inspection. So we would look at these parts in detail. But also, this speaks to one advantage of our shop doing oil changes. We do all our oil changes on a two-post hoist, so your wheels are always lifted off the ground and loose. And part of every oil service, we walk around, we wiggle every wheel. Takes 2 minutes and provides a lot of peace of mind. Like these kind of things would be easily found in that inspection, and we can look at it further, but at least you know there's a concern. You go somewhere like a quick lube shop with a pit, or even a shop that uses a 4-post hoist where they just drive the vehicle on. That's a much more efficient way to change your oil. But the extra 2 minutes that it takes us to, you know, wiggle the wheels around, you get a lot more for it. So if you come to our shop, you're going to get that. But if you go somewhere else, see if they use a 2-post hoist, because it's better value for your money.
So Acuras have a really great reputation. I assume MDXs are no different for reliability and performance.
No, they're fabulous vehicles, really good. This vehicle, by the way, had 240,000 kilometers on it. It was back east vehicle as well, so it's lived a rougher life in salty conditions, and it was a bit more work for us to change these parts than say would be just a little more time consuming undoing rusty bolts and things. But yeah, no, very good vehicles. They last a long time. Even 240,000 kilometers is, well, it seems a lot. This vehicle's got another 100 easily of life left in it.
So there you go. If you need service for your MDX, the guys to call in Vancouver are Pawlik Automotive. You have to call to book 604-327-7112. Check out their website. We have years worth of videos on there about car repairs, car maintenance, evaluations of different brands even. PawlikAutomotive.com. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark.